So recently, Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, whatever name you want to call him. Now he say his name is Sean Love Combs, whatever. You can call your name whatever you want. I'm calling you Puffy today. That's what I knew you by originally. So originally at the Grammy Awards, they gave Puffy or Diddy, whatever you want to call him, a Icon Award. And people were speaking about how he was calling out the music industry for what they have done to black artists. And he is correct. Michael Jackson was talking about this before he died. Prince talked about this. I mean, so much so that Prince had to change his name to the artist formerly known as Prince and say, that's my name, a symbol. You understand? Until he got his masters and everything back. And then he went back to Prince. So it's not that this is the first time this has come up. Now, if you have not seen that at all, then you need to check that out.
Yeah. Y'all be killing us, man. Man, I'm talking about the pain. I'm speaking for all the artists here, the producers, the executives. The amount of time that it takes to make these records, to pour your heart out into it, and you just want an even playing field. In the great words of Erykah Badu, we are artists and we are sensitive about our We are passionate. For most of us, this is all we got. This is our only hope. Truth be told, hip-hop has never been respected by the Grammys. Black music has never been respected by the Grammys to the point that it should be. So right now, this current situation, it's not a revelation. This thing been going on. And it's not just going on in music, it's going on in film, it's going on in sports, it's going on around the world. And for years, we've allowed institutions that have never had our best interests at heart to judge us. And that stops right now. I'm officially starting the clock. Y'all got 365 days to get this together. We need the artists to take back the control. We need transparency. We need diversity. This is the room that has the power to make the change that needs to be made. They have to make the changes for us. They're a nonprofit organization that is supposed to protect the welfare of the musical community. That's what it says on the mission statement. That's the truth. They work for us. We have the power. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports. We control what's cool. We control what's hot. We control what your kids listen to, what they dance to. We control what's in video games. We control how they wear their pants, sag their pants. We control everything. Now, we're not going to solve this tonight, but it's going to take all of us to get this done. It's going to take the artists and executives to recognize their power. And I'm standing here today not to just bash y'all, because, as I said, y'all a nonprofit organization. We just need to get it right. And I'm here for the artists. So sign me up. I'm here to help make a difference and help us have a positive outcome. And I believe all my brothers and sisters out there would be willing to work on getting this right. Because we just want it right. We just want to be able to go to the Grammys. You got to understand, we seen Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was holding 8 Grammys. He was dropping the Grammys. But you know why he was dropping the Grammys? Why he got 8 Grammys? Because they never nominated him for Off the Wall. And so Thriller was his revenge. It wasn't his honest work. It was his revenge. He was like, y'all want to f with me? I'm going to take your souls. And then we had Thriller. My goal used to be about making hit records. Now it's about ensuring that the culture moves forward. My culture, our culture, the black culture. And for me to be worthy of receiving an Icon Award, I have to use my experience to help make a change. And on that note, I'm finishing up. Y'all got 365 days. And I want to dedicate this award to Michael Jackson for Off the Wall, Prince for 1999, Beyonce for Lemonade, Missy Elliott for The Real World, Snoop Dogg for Doggy Style, Kanye West for Graduation, and Nas for Illmatic. I love y'all.
And when Puffy had said all this, a lot of people were in agreement. A lot of people, as you was clapping, you could see who were clapping and those who were not clapping about it. And I promise you, the ones who were clapping were mostly black people, maybe a few white folks here and there, but they did not like that at all, because you have to understand something. They make billions off of black artists, billions. And it goes into the hands of the white communities. We do not get none of the billions. What they get compared to what the black artists get is trinkets. Is nothing. My issue with some of his speech is this. If you know that what we make hot is hot to everybody and we shut it down, it's done. If you know that's the power that we have, Puffy, and other black people throughout America and the world, then why is it you still telling the Grammys to fix themselves? Why are you telling the music industry to fix themselves? You and Timbaland and all the other ones, you guys already know what to do. Put it together, put music out. You don't need the labels. You know this. But aside from all of that and all the great things that Puffy had to say in that, he dedicated his award to Nas with Illmatic. He talked about Beyonce with her Lemonade. He said Michael Jackson with Off the Wall. He talked about Prince in 1999. But he didn't say anything about Notorious B.I.G., his man. He didn't say nothing about that. He surely didn't talk about Tupac. I thought that was interesting at the end of his speech. But Puffy always had a reputation out there with Bad Boy, is that when you go to Bad Boy and you leave Bad Boy, your career is done. Have you noticed that? It's not too many artists left him and went to do something else. So Mase, you remember Mase? Murder Mase? He came out with a statement after Puffy had made this speech. And let's put this speech up. So as you can see, he says, I heard your Grammy speech about how you are now for the artist and about how the artist must take back control. So I'll be the first to take that initiative. Also, before we ask of other ethnicities to do us right, we should do us as black people better, especially the creators. I heard you loud and clear when you said that you are now for the artist. And to that, my response is, if you want to see change, you can make a change today by starting with yourself. Your past business practices knowingly has continued purposely starve your artist and been extremely unfair to the very same artists that helped you obtain that Icon Award on the iconic Bad Boy label. For example, you still got my publishing from 24 years ago in which you gave me $20,000, which makes me never want to work with you as an artist wouldn't after you know someone is robbing you and tarnishing your name when you don't want to comply with his horrendous business model. However, people would always ask, what's up with Mase? So I would be forced to still perform to not look crazy when I was getting peanuts, and the robbery would continue. So many great moments in people's lives and music were lost. But again, I rode with you in the face of death without flinching, and you still wouldn't do right. I never said anything because I wanted to wait until I was financially great so I can ensure that I was addressing this from a pure place and not out of spite. To add insult, you keep screaming black excellence and love, but I know love isn't free. So I offered you $2 million in cash just a few days ago to sell me back my publishing. as his biggest artist alive that always show you respect for you giving me an opportunity at 19 years old. Your response was, if I can match what the European guy offered him, that would be the only way I can get it back. Or else I can wait until I'm 50 years old and it will revert back to me when I was 19 years old. You bought it for about $20,000 and I offered you $2 million in cash. This is not black excellence at all. When our race is enslaving us, if it's about owning, it can't be about us owning each other. No more hiding behind love. You changed. Give the artists back their money so they can take care of their families. All right. So Mase called Puffy out. So that's true. Can't knock that. Puffy, you sold the man his publishing, or you bought it for $20,000. The man come back and offer you $2 million. I think the right thing to do, based off of that speech that you just spoken, get that man back his publishing. Take the $2 million. He's not saying he don't want to pay for it, and give it back to him so he can start doing other things with his work. It's his work. I mean, Puffy, if you don't do that, or any artists that are with you, if you don't do what's right by them, then it's good they're going to call you out. I understand. Let's say you had an epiphany all of a sudden about things, and you say in the past you were being shady as hell. Make it right. That's all you have to do is make it right. But to say that basically you got to give me what the white man's going to offer it. No, man, that's that man's work. How is it that, see, that's the messed up part about that music industry. Someone else controls your work. This is why I'm totally against record labels. I'm totally against signing any kind of publishing deal, because you're not going to control anything. And unfortunately, Mase being 19 years old, he was happy just to get on. You was the biggest thing out there at that time. I remember all that. It was definitely right after Biggie died. Mase was your next big artist, and you made a lot of money with Mase. I know you made a lot of money with him. So that's that man's creative work. Yeah, you put some money in, yeah, whatever, but you didn't. Without Mase, you wouldn't be where you at today, as he stated, getting an Icon Award. It wasn't just Mase. You remember with the Making the Band, where you had them on MTV. I mean, that group was actually good. That album was good. That Too High for TV album, if you go back and listen to it now, that album was good. But Puffy and all his crap is what broke things up. Then you had the next one from MTV, Dandy Kane. They were sounded good together. What happened? You don't see him no more. Don't see him performing or anything. It's like he was blackballing the artists in the industry. Anybody that worked with him, it's like they were blackballed afterwards. And then he got that reputation, and nobody saying, he ain't sound no bad boy for what? If I leave or whatever, he's gonna blackball me? So see, Meek Mill talked about those slave deals, and Puffy, you was part of them slave deals too. Now all of a sudden, because they won't let you in no more, now you want to speak up talking about black excellence and black love, and we need to take the culture back. Look, I said that before this decade. I said this decade is time to take back our culture, and don't sit here and allow no one else to be controlling it anymore. Forget that. It's time to take all that back, and I feel that way in the media space. That's why we have this entertainment channel. Some of you come over here and saying, we got more things to talk about. We got it. Like, go to African Diaspora News Channel. You want to hear that? I talk about that all day. Over here, we talking about entertainment news. If you don't want to hear entertainment news, this is not the place for you. Just like they got sports channels and the fishing channel and everything else they have. It's different channels for different things. Just want to let you know that. This is a total different things. And let's call it what it is. We all see entertainment. All of us. We do. You don't tell me you so turned up 24/7 on what's extremely serious. But Puffy, he make it right. Because if you don't make it right, you're going to continue. See, it started off with Mase. It's going to be more artists from Bad Boy calling you out about your business practices. So you want to make it right? You're for the artist? Give Mase back his publishing, bro. That's all you have to do. And then people say, okay, you're making it right. Because as of right now, you're being a hypocrite. You're being a big hypocrite right now. And we live in a time period, Puffy, that you can be called out and receipts can be dropped. That's the thing. See, back in your time period, no one had the platforms to call you out. But now they do. So make it right, brother. That's the only thing I say. Make it right. And if not, you're going to be called out for not making it right. So we don't live in the time period that you can get away with saying statements like that and speeches like that and then not following through. So you kind of set yourself up. And let me tell you something else. You say you about the people, you better be, because them folks that you saw not clapping, them folks that didn't like what you were saying, they're going to be the main ones putting out your shady business practices. I promise you that, because I know these people. I know them. I study racism, white supremacy. As long as you going along with it, it's good. But the moment you start bucking and start saying, hey, wait a minute, hold on, nah, then they're going to start putting you out there. So be prepared for that. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm taking a wild stab in the dark, some female show up talking about he abused me. This how these people get down, bro. That music industry is dirty. That music industry has killed brothers out here for trying to do a whole lot less. Look at the mysterious deaths of Michael Jackson, Prince. I mean, come on. And these artists were huge artists. Look at what happened to Pimp C when he started trying to call these people out that's in the hip hop industry that's part of the alphabet community. When he about to start outing people, Pimp C, now he ain't here no more. I mean, Puffy, this is a game. This is a route you want to go down it, but make sure you prepare for everything that come along with it. And the first layer is going to be just exposing your business practices. So make it right. Well, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with Puffy giving his speech and Mase calling him out. See, the thing is, before you can do things like this and start calling these folks out, clean up the past, clean up your mess first. So when they do come at you and say, hey, yeah, in the past, I did do business like that. I'm not going to lie. But I made sure to clean this up. And I gave all my artists they publishing back. I made sure to have a good relationship with them. I'm trying to help them do this and that and the third now because I'm truly for the artists. I'm truly for the culture, and they're part of the culture. It wouldn't be a hip hop culture without a Mase or, Craig Mack, may he rest in power, or many other artists at Biggie that came through there. Faith Evans came through there, Total. There's a lot of artists came through there that we could say, yeah, they part of, the hip hop history. And I love hip hop. I love it. I love R&B. That's our music. Well, we shouldn't shy away and like, oh, well, I don't want to listen to no hip hop. That's our music. Why should we shy away from it? The messaging has been changed, but it's still our music. And we need to get back to having our music for what it is. And that's part of taking our culture back. I'm not being ashamed of nothing we created. Jazz, anything that we have created. We created country music. People want to talk about Lil Nas X doing it with white folks. Man, we created country music. Do the research. No, we need to take back every little thing that we have created, from the smallest things to the greatest things. But let me know what you think in the comments about Puffy and Mase and that situation with these folks in the music industry, because Puffy really don't know the route he about to go down with these people and then tell them they got a year. Oh, they're going to show you a year, all right. Trust me.